Hello, everybody. And this is my new rack that we start getting tanks going on today. This spot here is where I used to have a 100-gallon tub that was full of Bloody Mary shrimp. But with all the shrimp farm stuff going on outside and fall's coming up here pretty quick, we've got to start getting tanks ready to bring those shrimp inside for the winter. So that is what this rack will do here. Now I'm setting these tanks up a little bit different than I normally do, going a very simple route. There's no crazy DIY filter or anything going. The only DIY thing going on here is these cheap Aquaneat sponge filters. They work fine, but the base is not enough. With the big sponge filters and a little tiny light base, no matter what I do, I cannot keep them from floating away. So I zip tied them to bricks, just ceramic bricks, so they won't affect the water parameters. We've got the same thing in all three, and powering all this because I don't have a central air system, especially back here. So this is an air pump I tried one in my bedroom on the little mini rack in there, and it's dead silent. It's running right now. I can't even hear it. So it's dead silent. It makes plenty of air to run 3 40-gallon tanks. And it is a box tech. And the cool thing about this is it's adjustable. You can adjust how much power it puts out. I turn this knob here. Let's see if you turn it all the way up, I can feel it vibrating just a little tiny bit. This thing is dead silent. It'll be interesting to see how high we got to turn it up to get the air we need to run these tanks. So the first tank we're going to do is down here on the floor, and this tank will be for snowball shrimp. So let's get started setting up snowball shrimp tank. All right, so the bottom tank here, like I said, it will be snowballs. And so we're going to use black diamond blasting sand as a substrate. And in the Bloody Mary pond that used to be here, it had black diamond blasting sand. So I stockpiled all that in a container outside. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to rinse it off really, really good. And then we're going to put it in here. So bear with me a little bit. If I look like I'm moving extra slow in this video, like, bro, why are you moving around like you're 80? Well, let me tell you something. I actually got delayed on setting these tanks up a while because I slipped and fell in the shower, and when you're 6'1" and weigh 230 some pounds, and then you're in your mid 40s and you slip and fall in the shower, oh, it's not good. And when I slipped and fell, I cheese grated the bottom of my foot on the drain. So my hip and back is black, blue, purple, green, and I have a ripped open bottom of my foot. So walking is not good. Bending over is not good. Moving in general is not good. So I'm suffering here. So hope you guys enjoy the effort I put into this. All right, so after rinsing and rinsing and rinsing, mixing and rinsing, we've got this old sand pretty clean. I've got the tank pulled out a little bit so we can dump our sand in here and hopefully not make a mess. I think we got enough. Oh no! I pulled it out too far and knocked the light off. Alright. That's no good. Alright. Get all this sand out of this bucket in here. And hopefully that'll be that. Alright, let's get things situated here better. Alright, since the plan here is just to be for shrimp and breeding, we're not going to get too carried away with plants. I'm pretty sure we're just going to go with a super thin layer here, sand, and then we'll put some moss in here. I think that is going to be it. I think we got enough. This is the nice, really coarse. This is some of the most coarse grain black diamond sand I've ever had. The coarser you can find this stuff, the better it is for substrate use. The really, really fine stuff, you don't want the fine stuff because it's just like dust. This is the stuff we're after. Just trying to get a nice, somewhat level. This is a bit of a low spot over here, it looks like. That's alright though. Think, oh yeah, right here is a little bit low. Alrighty. I think we're ready to, we're going to put some water in it, see what happens. It's always a little scary putting water in these tanks for the first time on a rack you built yourself, but this one's on the low level, so I don't think anything too bad can go wrong, right? Alright, so I'm going to put some safe in here, then we're going to fill it up. This is the safe. My water has a little bit of chloramine in it, just a touch. So I put this in. Every time I do a water change or add my tap water to a tank. All right, let's get the hose here and get her going. Alrighty, here we are. Look how good that black sand looks. I love it. Every time I do a tank with it, I love it so much. It looks so good. And then since we're gonna have the white snowball shrimp on here, those guys are really gonna pop. So it looks like the filter, we ain't got ridiculous flow, but we definitely have good flow coming. So that is awesome. That is working just as we would hope so. So now we got to find some moss to put in here. And I'm going to do a bit of a filter squeeze from a snowball tank. We're going to collect some moss and a filter squeeze from an existing snowball tank. That way we don't accidentally get some of the wrong shrimp in here. So let's go find some moss in a snowball shrimp tank. And this is the snowball tank. We got a little tough of algae in here, but not too bad. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to pull out this algae, pull out a bunch of clean moss, put in a new tank. And we'll get some media out of that filter and give it a squeeze in the new tank. And then we will go outside and catch a handful of shrimp out of the snowball shrimp tub to get that tank started. All right, I think on this one, we're going to make the back left part of the tank the moss and leave the rest of the tank open. So here is our moss. We might see a few snowballs. Oh, there's a shrimp. We just had our first shrimp. That's why. Oh, there's another baby one in the moss. So that is why. Oh God, like I said, I can hardly move. This is why we get the shrimp from the tank that we want. That's why we got our shrimp from a snowball tank. That's what I'm trying to spit out. Now I'm just gonna weigh this moss down with little pinches of sand. And that is the easy way to do it. And here, before long, there's a little baby shrimp right there. So then we got some snails in here. We got some shrimp in here. Start her off. Uh, you need some sand so you know to live right there. Come on. I guess I had been doing this before I put water in the tank. I need to remember to do that on the next tank. Because even though this stuff will look ugly when you first do this, it'll grow up and fill in and look nice. All right, there's that. And I picked out the filter media in that snowball tank. Get some starter. That tank's always been a nice, healthy tank. That one's got some dirt in it. Yeah, I see a couple little babies diving around. So we're cleaning out our sponges, our media in there. And just in because this is where I put the moss in, I'm going to go ahead and dump a little bit of water that was in that container in there. And so it'll get covered in mold and all that. It'll be ugly for a few days. Then when we add shrimp and the tank establishes itself over the course of the next month, then I'll get that picked through. The plants will start growing. And then in about a month or so, we'll be ready to add tons and tons of shrimp. But now, after I get all that stuff put back on the filter media back in the snowball tank, then we'll go outside and we'll catch ourselves probably 20, 30, 40, not a whole lot, to get this guy started, make sure the shrimp are going to be happy and do good in here. Here are the snowballs that we picked to get things started. Actually, I thought there was lots and lots out there, but there wasn't quite as few as I thought. But there's still lots and lots and lots more. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of them out there. But I think there's one or two of these are buried too. So what we're going to do, since they did come from outside and the water is a little bit different out there, we will do a drip acclimation. So I want to put this down here. This is the bucket we rinsed all the sand in. And I'm just going to put that in there. And then we're going to drip acclimate. Check back in a few hours. And we'll add shrimp. Alrighty, after acclimating them for a while, let's add our shrimp. I counted out exactly 25 of them. Look at them go. I see at least 2 buried ones. Maybe 3. Alright, there's the first tank of the new year act done. Snowballs. Exciting, exciting. Glad to get the tank set up. They're all going, well, most of them over here in the moss. There's a nice buried one. All right, everybody. There's one. We'll have this one and this one coming up soon. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.